So here I will enumerate inventions and technologies during the Middle Ages. First is the plow. It is considered to be one of the most important and oldest technologies developed, used with the multiple oxen teams, and then facilitated the clearing of the forests of fertile Northwest Europe. Next one is the clock. Large mechanical clocks began to appear in the towers of several large Italian cities beginning in the 14th century. With the clock, time became divided into regulated units instead of remaining dependent on events or the day. Before the clock was made, people were...
Continue na, tapos start ka doon sa katla to part.
Sige. Next is clock. Large mechanical clocks began to appear in the towers of several large Italian cities beginning in the 14th century. With the clock, time became divided into regulated units instead of remaining dependent on events or the day. Before the clock was made, people worked, ate, and slept according to the patterns of the sun and moon. With the clock, the day was presided over by a monitor from the time of rising to the hour of rest. Third one is iron and mining. The above-ground reduction furnace had been developed. This furnace allowed for the easier creation of iron. Iron were then forged by local smiths into parts for plows, spades, pitchforks, and shoes for horses, beginning to pull with the aid of the new horse collar. Another one is weaving and textile industry. The location of textile production was usually a household, where the man was the weaver and the women prepared and spun yarn for the loom. All clothes was
Tubangon ka ba siya? Tubangon ka ba sa
Hindi ko pagkasama eh. Very dami. Hindi ko kakita. Hindi sa layo. Sige lang. Weaving na ako. Weaving and textile industry. The location of textile production was usually a household where the man was the weaver and the women prepared and spun yarn for the loom. All clothes were woven. Women. Sorry. Hindi na continue man lang na yan.
Kat-kata na ulit eh.
Okay. Another one is weaving and textile industry. The location of textile production was usually a household where the man was the weaver and the women prepared and spun yarn for the loom. All clothes were woven by hand on a loom, and the most common materials of this time period were wool, cotton, silk, and linen. Next one is the hourglass. Since the hourglass was one of the few reliable methods of measuring time at sea, it has been speculated that it was in use as far back as the 11th century, where it would have complemented the magnetic compass. Saya agad. Okay, next. Sorry, Vin. Well, okay lang na. Ano nag-out ka? Tapos maano? Ikat-kat na? Pati sa record, boys?
Oo eh. Sino yawan edit?
Hello?
Sino go na ako na?
Next one is the hourglass. Since the hourglass was one of the few reliable methods of measuring time at sea, it has been speculated that it was in use as far back as the 11th century, where it would have complemented the magnetic compass as an aid to navigation. It is used in a wide range of applications at sea, in the church, in industry, and in cookery. Next one is the press. Printing press. A long handle was used to turn a heavy wooden screw exerting downward pressure against the paper, which was laid over the type mounted on a wooden plate. Another one is a transparent glass. Transparent glass made possible the science and optics by Roger Bacon, who is credited for the invention of the eyeglasses. Another is cathedral and castles. Cathedral and castles had been advancements in building technology, leading to the development of large stone buildings. A horse collar is another one invention in the Middle Age. Horse collar led to the use of draught horses in place of oxen. Horses are faster than oxen and require less pasture, factors which aided the utilization of the three-field system. Another one is ship. Ships were improved with the use of reeve and plank method. Used lateen sails and stern post rudder which increased the speed at which ships could be sailed. Lastly, Lastly, crossbows. It increases the use due to the increase in siege warfare. It led to the use of close-faced helmets, heavy body armor, and horse armor. So, wala na lang. Hindi siya kita.
Stop na tapos.
Punaan na sa